Thank you. Kind words there. I'd like to bring one of my family members on. His name is Michael Stanstall. He's going to watch our camera here. I want to be very honest here. Let me begin by thanking Shabazz and Kevin and so many others that helped bring about the circumstances that allowed me to come to Atlanta. It was odd because the original path that we had chosen, the powers that be work in mysterious ways, because the night before we left, 20 some odd inches of snow dumped on the highway all the way across northern Arizona and New Mexico, and we were effectively stopped. So we had to come a different route via the Twilight Zone, I believe. You probably know it as Texas. And I had, in talking with Kevin and talking with Shaka and talking with my family, what are we going to do here? I mean, I really look at this as an opportunity. This is the first time I have had a chance to not only visit Atlanta, but to spend some time in it. You have no idea how many times I've flown in and out of Atlanta, but never outside of the airport. So I thought, okay, tell you what, let's do. Let's go ahead. We'll get the big screen TV, we'll get the videos, we'll get the cameras, I'll put on the dance presentation, I'll bring the regalia, let's really give them a warrior presentation. Which I will do, but not now. For this reason. I have only had an opportunity to hear very brief snippets, just these little sound bites from the various speakers. And it's excellent. So as we're getting set up, I said, no, I'm going to use an old Hopi term here, and I'll use it frequently, but I want you to understand the term. The Hopi term is screw it. And it means, let's think about this. So I wanted tonight to talk to you about shamanism, what it really is in Native America, what it really means. It is not what is being sold by the pseudo wannabe Native Americans who actually are from New York and their heritage is either Celtic or Arabic or something else. You have no idea how many wannabes there are out there. So I want to start from scratch. I want to use this first hour and I want to build up, let me tell you what's going on in my head as we build up for a presentation as a warrior, for a presentation as a shaman, and for a presentation to potential renegades. So, let me begin in this fashion. In the next 40 minutes or so, I'm going to give you some brief, just introductory information. Then I'm going to get full dress. The outfit that you're going to see at just after 7 o'clock weighs 35 pounds. Now, backtrack for a moment here, and let me explain something to you about me. I was born the son of a man who was descended from the storytellers in the Hopi tradition. I am the son of a man who is descended from the dreamers and the dancers in the Apache Society. I should have been raised as a shaman, warrior, dancer, storyteller. Now, storytellers are not individuals in the Hopi world who simply relay a legend or tell a story. In fact, the storytellers are the interpreters of prophecy. They're the ones that go to the prophecy stones. It is their task to travel the world, to go to the sites of the ancient ones, to look for the signs, and then make things happen. So, had I stayed on the reservation, either one, I would have been either a storyteller prophet or I would have been a warrior dancer. But I found something else. When you accept a title, when you accept a position, It is a place of power and responsibility. I am therefore, as a storyteller, required to act in a certain fashion. I am not permitted to address the prophecies of any non-native, non-related peoples. If I am an Apache dreamer, I am not permitted to work with dreamers from any other society anywhere else in the world. So, what happened to these red, green, and blue lights here? It's like, I'm tripping. Wow, this is like buttons, man. I lost my train of thought here. Okay. I am not permitted to address any other people's ways. So the Hopi and me stood up, and the Apache angrily said, "Screw it." Again, Hopi word, screw it. So I denied my position. I walked away. No, I will not become a Hopi storyteller. I will not become an Apache dreamer. That prohibits me from being here in Atlanta today. It prohibits me from going to Egypt, to Australia, to be with the Aborigine brothers down there. So I said no to Native American elders. Now, you know that within your own family, within your own group, you've got, now this is an Apache term, you've got people in your family, your group, your society that aren't quite all there. They don't get it. In Apache, we call them buttheads. So, I'm also quite sacrilegious. So, I said, no. I will not be prohibited from going to Australia, New Zealand, to Mexico, Canada, Europe, Africa. I will not do this. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't say this. I can. I am a full-blood Native American. I am Hopi. I am Apache. I am proud. I have participated in ceremonies, dances, rituals. I have fulfilled everything I am supposed to do as a Native American Hopi, as a Native American Apache. But you know what? Now remember, you can't say this. I know that some of the biggest buttheads on this planet are Native Americans, because they will not permit the crossing of boundaries. I have had an elder walk up to me and say, you cannot share it with anyone who is not Hopi because they will not understand. I have had a storyteller who is Apache tell me, you cannot share this with anyone who is not Apache because they will not understand. Then we go to some public institution and event, and we hear non-Native Americans say, nah, he's Indian, he's never going to get it. Nah, he's Indian, he's going to be drunk, he's going to be lazy, he's never going to have a job. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no difference between a Native American elder who says he's not Apache, he's not Hopi, he's not going to get it, and then we go into the outside world and somebody who's not Native says, he's Apache, he's Hopi, he's never going to get it. That's prejudice, period. I will not limit my existence to the boundaries of Apache and Hopi. I had the great honor of speaking with Shabazz on a program, I guess about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And as you very briefly heard on my resume, I'm very proud. My resume reads 3 pages long. Ladies and gentlemen, I have done documentaries for PBS. In fact, the only one that I lost was because the producer said after the interview he wanted me to read the script on the Apache Wars. He said, you don't sound Apache. I said, what does Apache sound like? He said, well, you're too, finally broke down after a few minutes of searching for the right word, you're too well-spoken. So they got another speaker. Actually, he's a friend of mine, because I went back and I told him. I said, you know what they want? Ugh. Me, Patchy, proud warrior. And he got the damn job. Oh, can I say damn in Atlanta? Excuse me. He got the job because him speak Apache. Well, I did Wrangler jeans. There's a scene, this campfire opens up, and Robert's supposed to come in his regalia, and I jump in front of the campfire, and I start doing my moves, and the end scene in Wrangler, I make a spin, I turn, the skirt parts, my muscles fly open, and on my butt cheek, Wranglers. Santa Fe Chili, Swiss Airlines, British Airlines, documentaries. I was on television, with Nickelodeon. Hey Dude, The Young Riders. I had the opportunity to sit with Liz Taylor at her birthday and look at them purple eyes, the most incredible eyes I've ever seen in my life. I was interviewed by Barbara Walters. Wawa, remember Barbara Wawa? I met these people, and I'm very proud to say that in recorded history, meaning the last approximately 6,000 years, nobody has ever climbed to the top of the Great Pyramid and performed an honoring dance for the ancient ones. It took me 2 years. You have no idea how much garbage we went through. I had a protest from a Native American group, a United Nations group. We had some politics like you wouldn't believe, but ladies and gentlemen, I got up there because I refused to be Apache Hopi. I refused to be a representative of the United States. I refused to be anybody. I would not identify myself with any group, so no group could protest. How do you get equal representation when you're not representing anybody? So, I had the opportunity, later we'll have a chance, I hope, to show you pictures. For the first time in recorded history, a nobody climbed to the top of the Great Pyramid in 35 pounds of regalia, and on the morning of May 10th, 1999, I danced to honor the ancient ones on block. The tallest block in the Great Pyramid at the very top is approximately 3 by 3, a little bit larger than this monitor here. The sides are 52 degrees, 51 degrees, excuse me, and they shoot straight down. I felt like I was dancing on the head of a pin in the clouds. For the first time in history, someone danced on the Great Pyramid, and it was a nobody. So, Shabazz, where'd he go? When I did the interview with him, and as I do radio interviews, I always tell everybody, look, you know what? I'm proud of who I am, but I am a nobody. I'm a nobody, and I'm proud of it. I have no credentials I want to claim. I am not going to base my presence on a resume. I am here because I'm a nobody. And I hear people going, oh, no, that's such a bad thing. You're a nobody. You shouldn't say that. You're a somebody. Fight for who you are. No, wrong. Let me tell you something. If you look in the dictionary, which is one of my favorite books in the whole world, a nobody is defined as someone who has no societal value. So what that means is, society judges who you are if you're somebody. Society says, you're good, you're bad, you're powerful, you're successful, you're a failure, you're this, you're that. Not me. I'm a nobody. I have no societal value. I will not depend on society, any society, Hopi, Apache, Native American, Russian, Coast, I don't care what the group is. No society assigns me value. Why? I'm nobody. And I'm proud of it. So, now we backtrack. Who's the only person, the only people that can climb to the top of the Great Pyramid in 6,000 years and dance on that sucker? Nobody. Who is going
to make a difference in the politics on this planet in the sad shape that it's in? Nobody. Who's going to make a difference in our achievements, politically, socially, scientifically, or just within ourselves? Nobody. Now, people going, oh, that's bad. You can't say that. Nobody's going to make a change? Yeah. Nobody's going to make a difference? Yeah. Who cares what goes on with Bill Clinton? Nobody. Who cares what goes on behind the scenes in Atlanta, Georgia government? Nobody. So, I wear the title with pride. I am a nobody. I have a resume that is lengthy, but I'm going to tell you something. It's the nobodies of this world that have made a difference. It's a scientist who was sitting there and all the elders of the scientific I'm moving. Nobody in the scientific community is comprised of some elders who have some rules. There's certain things that you can do, and nobody breaks the rules. So they asked Albert Einstein, how did you come up with the theory of relativity? I ignored the laws of physics. How do our scientists make these advances? They ignore the rules of the scientists. How are political changes made? Because someone somewhere ignored the sign that said, you can't take a drink of water here. Who ignores those signs? Who breaks the law? Nobody. So I can proudly say, when the institutions, the newspapers, the conservative media come up and they say, who's the guy that went to the observatory and actually took possession of that telescope and poked his eyes up into the sky and then announced that there really was a satellite up there and should have been. And I can honestly say, nobody. Who's the guy that happened to find the front door of that office at the university and had all those documents that proved the dean was corrupt? Who was the one that turned those in? Nobody. So, I'm sorry, let me not belabor the point. I am nobody, and I am proud. It does not mean I have not achieved. It simply means I won't permit a society, any society, to give me value and say you are successful or a failure. I am nobody. Look it up in the dictionary. You'll find that it's a quite proud position to assume when society doesn't decide for you what your values are. So, I am a renegade, Hopi. I will not do what the Apache elders tell me I should do. I will do what the Apache ancestors say I should do, what the Hopi ancestors say I should do, but not the elders. When I go to powwows, for a long time, I competed on the circuit. We actually have a powwow competition circuit. Dancers like cowboys going to a rodeo will go every weekend to a different city in an attempt to go and compete in the hope that they can get prize money. Back when I was a boy and they had dinosaurs, we would get a feather, we would get a sack of flour. Nowadays you go and compete, and a good dancer who takes first place in this category can walk away with $1,000. There are a few purses now that are as much as $5,000 for competition. The problem is that a lot of the new dancers, a lot of the youngsters, are performing for the money. They're dancing for the show. They are not dancing for the right reasons. Now, in a moment, in this next segment, I'm going to dance. We're going to do a few dances here, but let me show you something here. When I dance according to spirit tradition, I do not dance for you. I do not dance technically for anyone. When I go to a powwow and I enter the circle and I'm down on one knee and I look out, I am not dancing for you. I'm dancing for my grandfather and for my ancestors. This evening, as we speak, I see you in chairs, but I know that it will look like empty seats. My grandfather, his grandfather, and his. And so are yours. The ancestors who walked up the trails, as I understand, 75 was a trail of elders. Some natives used to use it as a highway. For those ancestors who were here in Atlanta long before the civilized people, they're here, and we dance for you. Let them know. We dance for you. We are here for you because we want to be what you gave us, warriors. With a mind and with a heart that is not colored, it is not tainted, directed by society. The word civilized, look at it in the dictionary. It means twisted, changed, perverted, tainted. The word primitive means pristine.